What if I put the camera this way? Oh, that looks way better, except for no. Hello, my name is Taryn, and I am the world's biggest procrastinator. I am totally aware that it is August of 2024, and I'm going to show everything that I made in 2023. I have a meeting to make videos in general for a while, but I haven't because I work night shifts and I don't get home until 3 a.m. So today I'm actually utilizing the sun that I never see, and I'm trying to make a video about everything that I made in 2023. First of all, to my friends and coworkers who are probably watching this and laughing at the fact that I'm making a video about knitting and things that I knit, this is a very popular thing on YouTube within the knitting community, which you're not a part of, and it's called a hobby, and scrolling on TikTok and shaking your ass is not a hobby. So maybe when you acquire one day, you'll be able to make videos about it too. Just kidding. I love you guys. Don't make fun of me or I'll cry. So anyways, for people who don't know me, my name is Taryn, and I've been knitting for like a decade, and I've been crocheting even longer, but I don't think I have any crochet things to show today. But yes, I am very passionate about it. I have an Instagram, but it started as a knitting Instagram, but I like genuinely, like solemnly, rarely post on there about my knitting. I don't know if those words all made sense together, but anyways, I don't post about my knitting too much. But I like watching YouTube videos about knitting when I am knitting, and so I figured, why not make content that I like to watch so that other people could watch it, and maybe I can make like a little community for myself, because also I'm going to be moving soon, and I need something to like tether me, you know, so that I can move and also have this thing to do, you know, if that makes sense, because it's going to be stressful, and I just want something like a creative outlet to do when I get back home. So anyways, sorry that I play with my hair a lot. It's just not doing what I want it to do. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys what I made. This is everything. I tried to aesthetically place it in the background, but it's like so heavy that it's just falling over. So, I'm gonna go in chronological order of everything that I made. Also, my cat is right here. Hey, Stinky. He might attack my hair at some point in the video. Oh. Anyways, so the first thing that I made is the oversized seasons cardigan, which still does not even have the ends woven in. I thought that I had woven in the ends on it, and I guess I didn't. Do you see them? It's so horrible. I guess it's not really finished until the ends are woven in. But anyways, this is the oversized seasons cardigan I made. I knit it in Bare Wool of the Andes Bulky from Knit Picks. It was a bunch of yarn that I bought because I thought I was going to become a yarn dyer during the pandemic, and I did not. I dyed a few skeins of yarn, but it, you know, didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. So I had a whole bunch of bare yarn from all of that. I bought like I think 20 skeins of it, and at first I was going to make a ballad pullover, I think it is, by Sari Nordland, but then I procrastinated on that and didn't finish it, so then I frogged it and made this. So it's a half fisherman's rib knit, and you start at the back button band. You can kind of see there's like almost a seam right there where I didn't make it very seamless, and you knit the button band a little bit this way, and then you pick up stitches along the back neck of it, and then you increase to basically create the back shoulder portion of the sweater, and then you do raglan increases for the sleeves and the yoke, and then keep going from there, and you work the button band continuously with the rest of the body on smaller DP ends. So I think it came out pretty good. It's definitely, when I was doing a gauge swatch for it, at the time I had like no money, literally no money. I didn't have a job. So that's why I was using frogged yarn from, you know, a previous project of mine. But I did a gauge swatch and it came out, you know, to the correct size, but it is quite the like heavy and thick knit. That's how it looks. Sorry, I'm wearing my pajama shorts. I know it's very, you know, classy of me to do that, but I think it still is fine. It's a little bit like bulky here in the underarm, but it still works fine. I mean, I like it. It's a good warm sweater. And also I made the body a little bit cropped because I only wanted it to have 3 buttons, because I think at the time I had like a cardigan that only had 3 buttons, and so that's what I had gotten used to. So it has 3 buttons instead of 4 like the pattern calls for. But yeah, she's a cute classic sweater. I originally was going to dye it like a dusty rose pink for Valentine's Day because I got it done around that time. And then I decided that I was terrified to felt the entire thing, and so I never dyed it. And also I like a good, you know, just a classic white sweater or cardigan because it just goes with everything. So yep, that's that oversized seasons cardigan. Oh, it's by Ozetta, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I don't think I have anything else to say about it. So I'm gonna do the next thing. This is a lie. These were made in 2022, I believe, like right at the end of 2022. But I had another pair of these that I made in 2023, but I can't find them. So I'm just gonna show them on this video. These are just some self-drafted checkered socks that I made. They're worsted weight. What are you doing? I told you he was gonna try to attack my hair during the video. You're such a bad cat. But anyways, these are worsted weight. I think it's, oh gosh, what is the name of that brand and yarn? It's Wool Ease worsted weight by Lion Brand. That's what it's called. Yes, all of it is that in different colors. But yeah, I just wanted to make like a cute little checkered sock, and it has a heel flap and like a short cuff. So that's that. And then the pair that I made in 2023 was actually a gingham version of this. So I made like, you know, dark red checkers with like a pink, and then the next row would be pink with white checkers. So it was like a gingham pattern. But yeah, I hopefully will have a pattern written up for these someday so that people can make them. It's a very simple sock, and I know that there's probably like a million patterns out there for checkered socks, but I like that they're a worsted weight checkered sock. I never really wear knitted socks with shoes, like out and about. I only wear knitted socks like to bed in Colorado because it's freezing. So that's the only time that I really wear socks, like knitted socks. But I think that that's the best time to wear them because they make your feet so warm. But yeah, hopefully someone would be interested in making this pattern, and then I could just write it up and sell it someday. But that's it. They're cute. Next pattern is, I love this pattern so much. This is the Salty Days sweater by Kutovakika. Here's the sleeve. Sorry, I'm trying to like show it off all in its entirety, and I'm not really able to do that very well, I don't think. But anyways, yeah, this is the Salty Days sweater. I knit it with Juniper Moon Patagonia in Seafoam and Fiber Spates Cumulus in Sage, I think. Yes. So it's held together. It's mohair and I think some kind of wool yarn held together. I can't remember exactly what kind of wool. But yeah, I wanted like a seafoam green kind of color because the name Salty Days makes me think about, you know, like the beach and seafoam and that kind of thing. So I wanted it to be a seafoam kind of color because I also just love that color. And this color was like very in 2023, I feel like. But yeah, so this is the first, I think it's a contiguous shoulder construction. I've heard like conflicting things about like what is actually a contiguous shoulder or back, whatever. I can't remember the name of it. But you start on the back neck, so you only cast on, I don't know, 50 stitches or something like that for the back neck portion. And then you increase along the left and right sides. And so you make kind of like a trapezoid shape, which is like this entire ribbing portion here. And then from there, you knit a little bit of the back body. And then you pick up along the top edges of that trapezoid shape so that you can knit the front portion that goes like over the shoulder. And then you connect that in the front. Oh, you do the other side and then you connect it in the front under the neckline, and then you knit part of the front body, and then you connect it in the round so that you can work in the round for the rest of the body. So at first it was like a very confusing pattern to understand for me, just because I've never made that kind of construction sweater before. I also made, here, wait. Okay, when I was knitting the sweater, I was trying to understand how the pattern would like all come together. So I think she has a video tutorial for it, so I don't know why I was so confused on how it would all come together. But anyways, I made this little paper model of like how the shapes would all, you know, fit together. So like that's the back, and then I taped it to the front, and so like that's the neckline, and then these become the armhole, shoulder portions. But yeah, that was like how into it I was trying to figure out how this was all going to come together. But yeah, I just wanted to show that because I thought it was funny that I still had it. But anyways, yeah, it's a very cute sweater pattern. There's always like a different lace pattern to be done. So you got like the diamonds, and then there's like the eyelets, and there's these cables in the middle. I don't know like what kind of cable that would be considered, but it reminds me of like wheat plants. I was gonna say blossoms, but I don't think that's what you call them. But yeah, so there's always something interesting going on with this sweater. That's why I enjoy it. And I forgot to do the last eyelet row here by the cuff. And I realized it, and I said, you know what? I'm not frogging mohair because it gets tangled and it's annoying. Not doing it. So it stayed like this. But yeah, her patterns are really good. They're very thorough. And like I said, I'm pretty sure she has a video tutorial on how to do the different portions of the sweater. So if you get confused, or if you're a beginner and you want to like, you know, make kind of a more intermediate sweater or something, I don't know if this is considered intermediate, but it's, you know, a step up from beginner. I think this is a great pattern to do. So anyways, next pattern is also by Kutovakika because I love her patterns. I love her videos. She's like what inspired me last year to like really get into knitting because, like I said, at the beginning of the year, I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money. And then I got a job and I got, you know, money to spend on yarn. And that was like the first thing I wanted to do, was just get like nice yarn and a nice pattern and finally knit all the things that I have wanted to, you know, make for the past year or two. I even got like her book and everything. I love her patterns. But anyways, this is the Sorbet sweater by Kutovakika. Try to hold it up nicely. It's knit with Drops Air held double in the color Blush, I think. And this is also a nice, you know, interesting knit. You always have the front lace pattern to do, and then there's always a sleeve lace portion to do. Oops, if I can show it off. These have kind of been folded up in my storage for a long time, so they're like creased. But yeah, there's like this angled lace motif on the sleeves, so you've always got 4 different lace motifs to knit throughout the sweater. And at first I really struggled with this one for some reason. It's not a it's not a difficult pattern to read or work. It's just that I was not understanding it because I remember like setting up the raglans. I think there was like markers to place, and instead of the markers marking like exactly the center of the raglan, I think it was like more so it'd be like on one side of the raglan. I think that's how it was. And so I kept messing up because I thought the marker was for the center of the raglan. I might be wrong, but I just remember being very confused about like where to put the raglans and where to work the lace motif while I was setting everything up. So I had to redo the beginning of the sweater like 2 or 3 times. But like I said, it's not that it was a bad pattern. It was me not understanding things. And also it's a folded neckline, so it's like double thick. And I did that by knitting, you know, the recommended length of the neckline. But you're supposed to leave it and then come back at the end and sew it together. But I just knit it together while I was working on it to the inside of itself. And then from there, I worked, you know, the rest of the sweater so that I never had to sew anything and I could just do the whole thing, you know, in one go. But yeah, it's a very nice soft sweater. I just realized that I never put on the Salty Day sweater, but I'll put this one on. It's a nice soft sweater. I actually don't even know which side's the front or the back, but I think they look similar enough that it doesn't matter. But yeah, and it's got like not full sleeves. It's like they kind of come up above your wrists. I think that's how she had hers in the photo too. And I like the color, but it's not exactly the color that I wanted it to be. I think I wanted it to be more of like a reddish pink, and this is more, to me, it's kind of like a nude pink. So it's not exactly the color that I wanted it to be, but it's all right. It's cute. And I like the arm lace pattern has like these central double decreases all the way down the middle. So it almost looks like a cool braid or something in the middle. But yeah, that is the Sorbet sweater. She's cute. She's warm. It's alpaca, or part alpaca. So it's a very warm sweater. Next one is the Endless Summer sweater by Pickles Knits, which is like a Norwegian knitting website, I'm pretty sure. It's either Norwegian or Danish. It's some kind of Scandinavian. I'm sorry, Scandies, I'm not sure which one it was. I'm pretty sure it's Norwegian. I might be wrong though. But anyways, let me hold it up. This is the Endless Summer cardigan. And here's the back. You can kind of see that eyelet motif better on the back. But this is knit in Drops, Nepal, I'm pretty sure. Not Drops, Alaska. They're very similar yarns. I'm pretty sure this is Drops, Nepal, which is kind of a rustic yarn. Like to me, it's not itchy, but I know that a lot of people have sensitivity to like itchy wools and stuff. I think it's fine, especially when you give it a wash. It gets softer and everything. The only place that I have trouble with it is like here on my shoulder, because I have some kind of weird growth that I've had for a few years, and it gets irritated by things. But that's the only spot that I get itchy with wools. But yeah, this was honestly kind of a hard knit to make because the original pattern, I'm assuming, was in Norwegian or something, and they translated it to English, but there were portions of it that were like not very clear. And I think I looked up the Norwegian pattern originally and then like translated it into English to see if there was any, clearer instructions translating it. And I don't think there was, but Drops has a good, not a glossary, but like a page of Norwegian knitting terms and abbreviations and stuff like that on their website. So if there's something that's like in English, that like, you translate from Norwegian, you can go onto that website and then see what it means. Specifically, I had trouble with like the short rows at the bottom. There's short row shaping at the bottom hem to kind of give it like a scooped in kind of cocoon shape. I don't know if you can really tell that on camera. But I think I was supposed to do way more short rows and I didn't. I only did 2 short rows for the bottom portion because I thought that that's how the instructions meant for it to be. But honestly, even though this was a difficult knit to make because I couldn't understand what was going on, it's my most worn sweater ever. Like, I've never worn a sweater this much, store-bought even, but I wear this thing all the time. It's lovely. Hold on, let me get it on. There we go. Yeah, this is my comfy house sweater, and I can wear it outside too. I've worn it like shopping and stuff. But it's just a nice gray color. Not much going on with it. It's kind of a granny-ish cardigan, The button band has like this shaped neckline. So instead of like, I'm not sure how to word this. It's kind of like a V-shaped collar, but you work these increases right here to make this corner, and then you work, the collar around. And that was difficult to figure out. But anyways, I also did these kind of like shiny buttons because I was inspired by the Dress to Impress cardigan from the, Line magazine from summer of 2023. There was like these sparkly buttons on this cardigan, and I think that was like a trendy thing at the time. So I just got these cheap sparkly buttons from Walmart. They're nothing fancy, but you probably can't tell on camera. This one in the middle is just clear now. There's like a metallic coating to the back of the buttons actually to make them more shiny, but this one is just clear because I've buttoned it in the middle so much that the coating has completely worn off on the back. So that makes me happy to know that like I've used this sweater so much that the buttons are like, you know, fading and stuff now. But yeah, it's a cute, just simple cardigan. It's got these little like eyelet and garter stitch stripes throughout the entire thing. So that was like a super simple, mindless design to do throughout the sweater. It was like just interesting enough that like after you got done with these stockinette stripes, you were like, ooh, you know, fun, I can do these little eyelets. But yeah, I would totally knit this again in maybe like a cotton, like a thick cotton yarn, which I think is originally what it called for. It was some kind of cotton yarn. That's originally where I saw it, was like this bright lilac cardigan in some kind of cotton yarn, and I thought it was beautiful. So I don't know, I think it's really cute. She's kind of maybe not cropped, but here's that kind of cocoon shape I was talking about, where it sits lower in the back than it does in the front. I love it. I love this cardigan so much. It's like my comfort item now. It's nice and warm, but also the eyelets of the, you know, pattern allow for it to breathe. So next thing I made, which also doesn't have the ends woven in, is the Grandmacore or Grandmacore hood by Kutovakika. Again, this is leftover yarn from the Salty Day sweater that I made. Obviously, it's the same, you know, color and everything. And I was trying to be crafty and use leftover yarn, but I ended up having to buy another ball of the Cumulus from Fiber Spades because I didn't have enough. And so, yeah, I ended up buying more when I was trying to buy less. But anyways, this is how it looks. I know this looks really odd right now because I'm wearing like a tank top, and it's not winter, but I think it's so cute. Like, I know a lot of people think these kind of like balaclava hood things are silly, but I would rather wear, I look like a caterpillar, I would rather wear a balaclava or like a hood than a beanie, because I just, look at me, I look like a 1950s, you know, woman who's about to go, I don't have my sunglasses, hold on, I'll show you the vibe. Yes, tell me I'm not about to get into a convertible and drive away into the sunset, you know? So anyways, I think they're really cute. I would like to make more balaclavas or hoodies, or hoods rather, in different patterns. I know there's a lot that had come out over the years because they definitely were trendy for a while. And it has a drawstring, so you can, you know, be Kenny, or you can open it up. And then when you go shopping in the wintertime and you're overstimulated because you're wearing a down puffer jacket, or parka rather, and jeans, and it's too hot, and then you're cold outside, but then you go inside to shop and it's too hot all of a sudden, and there's people talking and the music is loud, and you have your hood on, instead of having to have like a beanie that you rip off entirely and then your hair is frizzy and a mess, and then you have to pack it all back down later when you want to put your beanie back on, you just slip it off of your head, and then you still have a nice cozy little like cowl scarf thing, you know? I just love that. I get overstimulated in the wintertime, so I would much rather have an item that is easy to put on, take off, and it's multifunctional because it's a hat and a scarf in one go. But yeah, super cute. We love that. It's a nice, you know, breathable fabric too, so it doesn't get like too hot and sweaty inside like a beanie usually would. So I'm gonna have to record another video because for some reason I only have a time limit of 30 minutes on here. So hopefully I will be able to show the last sweater that I made. Okay, I got 5 minutes to show the last sweater that I made. I don't know why my camera makes a time limit on how long I record my videos. I thought I had way more time than this. Anyways, this is the last item that I made in 2023, and this is why it took me so long to make a video, because I actually didn't finish it until 2024. Why didn't I finish it until 2024? I think I was working on a different sweater. Hi, Stinky. Oh my gosh. But anyways, this is the Stripe Hype sweater by Kutovakika because I love her. It's been in my storage box. So it's a little bit creased. So I'm sorry that it doesn't look perfect, but that is it. And it's knit in Senna's Garn Double Sunday in a few... Anyways, sorry, I live in a shared household. This is knit in Senna's Garn Double Sunday in a few different colors. This orangey brownish color is Croissant. This deep green color is Deep Patrol. This is Poppy, and this is Dusty Rouge, I think, and this is some kind of blue. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's a blue color. And it looks almost exactly like Veronica's in her like original photos. I wasn't trying to do that at first. I was inspired by, it was, autumn, and I wanted to do fall colors. So I definitely wanted like this Croissant color, and I wanted this like deep green color, and then I was doing like this Dusty Rouge. And I think I had like an orange color and another green or something like that. But then I realized that the two pinks that I had chosen out were kind of too similar. Like it wouldn't have looked like it was different portions of different colors. It would have just looked like two portions of the same color, which is not what I wanted. So I was like, okay, let me try to figure out like a different color scheme that I want. And then I saw, of all things, I was obsessed with handcrafted wooden toys for children last year, and I still honestly am. But I don't know. It was just something that I like found out about, and then I was like, oh my god, this is lovely. I love this. And there was this picture by, what's the brand called? Oh no. The word is coming together in my head, but I can't. I want to say Rodega Grooves, but that's not correct. It's some kind of Russian wooden toy company. And there was this little set of like blocks on, I think, a car or something like that. I was just scrolling through a website and I saw this. And I was like, oh, I love the color palette of that. I love that there's like neutrals and then there's greens, and there was this bright pop of like red on like this one block. But anyways, I thought that color palette was very inspiring, and so I wanted to do something more like that. And then all I needed was a blue and a red, because I already had the yellow, the green, and the pink. And then I was like, you know what? These are exactly the colors that Kika used in her sweater before, so I'm just gonna make a sweater that looks almost exactly like hers. And I'm such a sucker for that. If I see a sweater made in like a specific color, then like I have to make it in that color. Like whatever color I see it in first is the color that I would make it in, because in my mind I'm like, that's the color of that sweater. Like that's how I have to make it too. So I ended up making a sweater that looks almost exactly like Kika's, but that's okay. I think she has a great sense of color, and her palettes always turn out good. Ugh. But anyways, here's how it looks when it's on. And once again, I'm just wearing pajama pants, so it doesn't, I don't have like an outfit to show off, but it's a nice cozy sweater. It kind of hits like hip length, so it's not like cropped or anything. And you could wear it with like pants and do like the, what's it called? The French tuck or whatever. But yeah, it's nice and cozy. It's like not overly hot, but it's also not, like wind doesn't blow through it. So I think it's a nice cozy sweater. It has a nice drop sleeve. I think that drop sleeves are so pretty. I honestly prefer drop sleeves than raglans. Oh, why did my light turn off? Oh, because Stinky just stepped on my remote. Stinky, you bad cat. Anyways, I'm sure that the lighting's not that good anyways, but that's what we're working with. And this is another contiguous knit where you knit the back neck first, and then you pick up stitches to work the front panel, and then you join in the round at some point and knit the rest. And then the collar and the sleeves or cuffs have like a cute little detail of a different color. But anyways, that's the last thing that I made in 2023, almost a year ago. That's it. I only have like 50 seconds to record, so thank you for watching my video. I know this is probably like cringe to some people, but like and subscribe to my channel if you want to. And I'll probably make more videos in the future because I genuinely want to get into YouTube videos. I think it would be a nice little side hobby. But all right, bye.